So here we are in Mustek again, already late for departure. I close the doors and I try to get out as I can here. All in all, I've been very, very impressed with the simulator and surprised to find it. I only learned about it through the Google Play Store, and I'm surprised at least in part because it was independently developed. You know, even though there's an Auran Trainz version of Line C, this is not an Auran Trainz project. It's built with Unity, yes, but I mean that's still a lot of work to do something like this with Unity. As I said, the curves are missing, grades might be missing, I can't actually tell. And the AI passengers are crudely done. You know, there are disadvantages to it. But by and large, I really, really like this. I think they did a spectacular job. And their transit simulator looks rather impressive too, even if it's maybe overly ambitious. Hopefully that will be standalone so that you don't have to rely on whatever version of trains you have and the 10 billion dependencies. Because this is quite nice. I would be quite satisfied if they had a similar version of this for the C line. If they could model the curves too, great. But it's a metro line, so I don't know how important that is. I just really, really like this. And there are a few other things. I mean, they could have modeled the control panel a little bit better, you know, or included better instructions or documentation. So I don't want to... Here I'm fiddling with the doors, all confused. There are various things they could have done, but I mean, for one thing, getting the night scenes correctly in Dejvicka Hostavarsh, and arguably in Nicest, but you know, you can criticize stuff like this all day, and my understanding is they're running with a team of only 2 guys at WAPP. So WAPP seems to be a very, very small company, which makes it all the more impressive that they've achieved this. I don't actually know what the acronym stands for. It used to be Sim something. You can check their website. But it's the old site is defunct. They've moved it to this new website now that I showed you earlier. Here I'm again struggling to break the train in a smooth manner. Coming into Malostranska here. Again, very nice modeling. This is pretty much what it looks like. I think maybe the shine on the tiles is a little bit gamey, but it's an Android thing, so. And again, kudos for the sound. The sound is just spectacular. Couldn't really be better. And also it's impressive, as I said in an earlier video, that this modeling was done in SketchUp and not in Blender or something more advanced, which gives you more freedom. I'm not even sure how they would have done this in SketchUp, really. Very challenging, I would imagine, especially for UV mapping. And I'm not really sure what else there is to say. I would like to complete my playthrough here. A few minutes left. It's nice that they modeled the tunnels so accurately, too. I mean, I would like to know what all the signage means, because I don't have a rulebook for Dejvicka, actually. I'm just taking educated guesses here as to how I'm supposed to be driving the train. This is Radchanska Station. In real life, they comment that it's a transfer station because the Dejvicka mainline station, really branch line station, is up at street level, which happens to be the oldest train station in Prague. So old, actually, that when they built it, the trains were still being pulled by horses, actually. And I mean trains, I don't mean trams. it was really that long ago, in the 1830s. They didn't start getting steam trains in a dedicated steam train station until they built what is now Masarikovo in the 1840s, which of course was not called Masarikovo at the time. So here I'm pulling out. And the next station will be the last stop at Dejvicka. Years ago, Dejvicka was where you would get the bus for the airport from, but now they've moved it to Veleslaven, which also happens to be on this line, and it is in fact simulated in this simulator. I just have not chosen to drive the whole line because it would take a lot of time, and you've already gotten the idea, I think. If you're interested in seeing the rest of it, well, you can download the game, because it is, in fact, freeware. It seems to run really well. If you got an Android device, or if you have BlueStacks, which is what I'm using here, you can play this game, the simulator, whichever you want to call it. It's kind of a bit of both. So there's the authentically modeled Dejvicka station. And here I am, struggling to spot the train again. And if you look carefully into the distance there, you can see the original Dejvicka depot area, which I'm going to complete the run by driving into in a minute.
Terminal station.
That was used for the northern terminus until they built the Motul extension, which was opened all at once, even though they spent many years building it. The long-term plan is to extend it all the way to the airport, but that's been tied up in politics, of course, like all of this. It could take many, many years to politically get that improved. So, here the game is over, because I finished my last stop and I'm heading to the depot, so they give me the choice of going back to the game or going to the main menu. So there I am in the main menu, or what passes for it. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching.